together. So now I'll explain how to make the largest part of this sweater pattern, these stars, and how to transfer from this shoulder part to the body part. So we'll start with measuring our back, and we measure here. Here we measure our back. Of course, it's just a little part. Your back will be larger, of course. And we will start from the stitch that is sufficient for your back. For example, if for your back this distance is sufficient, then we'll start with this distance. And the distances, they are all written in your PDF. So we continue with the pattern that, with the yarn that we worked the first part. And here I'll skip just for the sake of example, I will skip one stitch on each side of the back, because supposing that this distance between these two stitches and back is sufficient for my size. For example, if I make it for a doll, this distance is just sufficient for the size of the doll. So let's remove this. We'll attach yarn here, new yarn here, and this stitch is skipped. In your PDF, you might need to skip 4 stitches on both sides of the back or 2 stitches. It will depend on the size, on your size, because smaller sizes need a smaller back, larger sizes need a larger back. Now, these skipped stitches here and here on both sides will be included into sleeves later on. So I'm checking the PDF right now because of course I don't keep any of my patterns in my head. It's not necessary. It's sufficient information in the world to keep it in my head and not the patterns. So you will be seeing me scrolling the PDF on my notebook. Okay, we'll start with 1 chain, and now we work here. I work front post single crochet stitches around this little piece in back, and I work all the way until I come to last stitch that I will skip. I mean last stitch in this back. If you would like to have a smaller back that is written in your pattern, just skip as many stitches as it is sufficient for your back. So here we skip just 1 stitch on each side of our back. Here we skip it. Now we will work foundation slip stitches. So chain 1, insert our hook into the into the top of last stitch, and that's it, 1 stitch. Then again 2 stitches, 3 stitches, 4 stitches, and 5 stitches. That's sufficient for the demonstration. These are foundation slip stitches. Now we skip let's say we skip stitches for sleeve, and for the sake of this example we'll skip 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's say here we count stitches. Here we don't count the stitches that we skipped. Here we count stitches in the yoke. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then we will attach yarn to our next stitch and work in the front post single crochet stitches. That's the transition row between this shoulder pattern and this pattern in body, and we work it all the way until we have these 8 stitches here. If you need to make this video slower, just browse in settings to this video and make the speed as fast as it's comfortable for you. I'm trying to talk slower because I'm working on the stitches and I talk at the same time, and people not always can talk and do something. So here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and I guess this is another stitch I need to work to. So this is the front, this is the back, and here we work again our 5 or as many as you need foundation slip stitches. So 3, insert the hook into the bottom of the last stitch made, and again, and here we came to the one chain in the beginning of the row and work slip stitch. And here you see how your sweater will look like. This opening is for one sleeve, this opening is for another sleeve, and here where we started is back, and here front. Back is a bit smaller, a bit narrower than the front, because if you make back as wide as your front, you will have a hump. So some patterns, they do have humps, and I don't think it's very attractive, but well, such patterns are easier to count, easier to follow. So if you are up to it, then you don't need to make back parts larger and or narrower. Just do what is comfortable for you. For me, it's more interesting if patterns are without humps and the neckline is comfortable, so nothing jumps, so the neckline in front won't jump up, because the back is of the same size as the front. So that is why we have enlarged back a bit, and it's sufficient for this pattern. It's the height of this little piece in back, it's really sufficient. You will see when you wear this sweater. So in next row we will alternate patterns. We will alternate stars with 5 loops and stars with 6 loops. Our first star will be with 6 loops. We start with 3 chains in the beginning of the row, skip the first chain, and insert our hook into next chain, yarn over, and we'll keep it like this. Then insert our hook into next stitch, yarn over, and we keep it like this. Yes, some people, they don't count chains as stitches, but actually when you see the list of stitches in the beginning of any pattern, chain is a stitch. Some people, they say it's just a space. Here we do work into the chain. Now we need to work our loop in this place where you started. So this is practically the space, just a second, the space where you started. And then we work here into these loops here, and then again into these loops, and now you need to count 6 loops. So you see, I have placed my hook always here, here, and here, in these gaps between the stitches. There are no stitches here, they are just gaps. So you just insert your hook under this stitch in gaps, and now yarn over, and you will pull through all loops on your hook. One star is made. Then we'll work one chain, insert our hook here, and yarn over and pull through this chain. Now here, this is our last loop in this star, yarn over, pull through. These are 3 loops. Now we'll work into this distance. So this is the distance before next stitch, the gap before next stitch, yarn over, pull through, and here again. And this is 5. These are 5 loops, yarn over and pull through. Now again we work 6 loops, insert a hook into this gap, then here we find our last loop from the star we worked before, yarn over, pull through, here you go, yarn over, pull through, again here between last stitches, and now we work 6. This is our star with 6 loops, and now again our star with 5 loops. This is the loop from the previous star. Then here you work into this gap, and here another gap, and yarn over. Now what I want to show you, so you work 6 loop star, 5 loop star, 6 loop star, 5 loop star. Here you need to pay attention, because if you wish, you can mark every pair of 6 and 5 stars. So now and then you can mark them in order to keep the necessary number of stars. You see, for the pattern above, the alternation of 5s and 6 stars make this sweater without any folds, because if you work 6 stars only, there will be some not nice folds, and the body will be much larger. I have tried it for the first time and I didn't like it, so I've undone a few rows with stars because they were folding. If you work only 5 stars here, so only 5 stars, then your body will be the pattern in shoulders will be a bit too large for the pattern in the body. So alternating 6 and 5 stars is just the right number of stars for the pattern above. That is why in first row, in this first row of stars, we alternate 5 and 6 stars. In next row we will be working only 6 loop stars. So you alternate it all the way. Now let me show you the end. So here will be, I'll just show you the end. I'll pretend that I have worked all these stars. So I won't show you right now. Don't pay attention to what I'm doing now. I'm just trying to catch up with all the stars here. So just pretend that I have worked the whole row here. I just don't want you to wait for me. One chain. This will be our next star. Our next star. Sorry. I think, yes, this is the loop. And now we work our last star, then yarn over, and in our last star we won't make one chain as in other stars. We just take this chains in the beginning of row and we pull it like this, because this way we will minimize the gap between our first and last star. Now in next row we will work half double crochet stitches. You can work one chain in the beginning of the row and just pull it up, or you can work 2 chains. They won't count as one stitch. And in this next row we will work into this here center of the star. Let's call it the center of the star. Here we'll work 2 half double crochet stitches in each of these stars, all the way. Many people ask me about this pattern, this star pattern, and the only new thing that you will find in this video is this pattern with 5 stars, because I have explained that 6 stars, all 6 stars, it's just too foldy. All 5 stars is also not good. Hence in this sweater pattern, in this first row of stars, we will alternate only we'll alternate 5 and 6 stars with 5 and 6 loops. Here let's pretend that I have worked 2 half double crochet stitches into the center of this star, of all stars. We'll find our first half double crochet in the beginning of the row, yarn over, pull through, and that's it. This is the beginning of the row. and then we alternate. Now it will be much simpler. We will work 6 stars in one row and 2 double crochet stitches, 2 half double crochet stitches in next row. If I say something different, while, for example, I can't remember whether I have named those half double crochet stitches or double crochet stitches, because I was talking and working at the same time, and you know, we are people, we might get carried away and call things differently. In any case, please pay attention to your PDF and work the stitches that are written, charted in your PDF. So PDF is more important than this video, but here I just show you all these techniques. So in next row we work all this here loops, and this row will be quite simple. You see that every star ends above this pair of half double crochet stitches. So you have here 6 loops, yarn over and pull through, 1 chain, then we start working into the center of this star, here into the center of this star, and that's our stars, our 6. You see, if you choose the yarn with alpaca or with mohair, you will see all these very subtle changes. They look like snow. I have put this yarn with alpaca for another sweater of mine, the Go With The Flow sweater. I think it will look perfect here, but maybe I'm wrong. I need to start crocheting it first before I decide that this yarn is perfect for this sweater. So here are my 6 loops, yarn over, and you continue all the way. And when you get to the row end, to the end of the row, here again I'm just simulating that this is the end of the row, because I don't want to keep you here forever. Everyone is very, very busy. I also don't watch many videos because, well, modern time is so hectic, you just don't have sufficient time to watch the things you want. And of course, video of how someone crochets a sweater, it takes too much time. That is why this pattern is divided into parts, and here is probably the simplest part. This is the longest but the simplest part. So in last star we don't make 1 chain, we just pull this one of these chains, the 3rd chain particularly, and we pull it like this. And again we start with half double crochet stitches, and we work this way, 2 half double crochet stitches into the center of each star, we work this way to the end. Now someone asked me that they wanted to decorate the bottom differently, because I have shown this sweater as it is, as it's here. I just made this part with star as long as I wanted it, and I've planned to make a simple row of crab stitches along the bottom. So your last row will be this row with half double crochet stitches, 2 half double crochet stitches into the center of each star. And once you are satisfied with the length here, with this length, you work crab stitches. Here I will work a few crab stitches. I haven't finished this sweater yet. I have a little ball of yarn and I want to finish it, this sweater, but I just want you to see how it will look with crab stitches edging. Here the crab stitches edging. The crab stitch edging was made here around the neckline, and I think it will be a nice minimalistic edging along the bottom. If you wish to make a little different bottom, I can suggest working a rib, either a knitted rib or a crocheted rib. For example, you can work you can alternate one back post double crochet with one front post double crochet, or make a slip stitch. For example, for this edging, maybe for this sweater, a slip stitch rib might look nice. So if you want to finish it with a rib, just go ahead and finish it with a rib. I'm sure you will find a lot of free tutorials on how to add rib here. So just work the basis of this rib as long as you wish. For example, let's say 4 centimeters, so 1.5 inches long. Here you will work this slip stitches rib, then you will return back with half double crochet stitches, then you go back and you work here back and forth, back and forth. At the same time you will pick up the edging of this sweater, and this way you will have a nice rib. Otherwise, maybe you want to make these waves, a few waves here, but I wouldn't suggest making too many waves. Maybe 1 or 2 rows here from the beginning of this sweater, from the first part. You may want to add a few waves like here, and just hope you like this sweater, and I can see your work somewhere. I'll be happy. Have a wonderful day, and happy crocheting. Bye.